Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. My name is Mario Salinas. I'm the Superintendent for Edinburgh School District. Today I'm joined by our Board President, Miguel Mike Farias. Today's topic will be getting back to basics. Now that we're returning back to normal, there's some sense of normalcy.
Yes,
We're not back to normal completely, but we're getting there. You were at the football game last Friday, between Edinburgh High and Vela. The stadium was almost at capacity.
Very good.
So it just reminded me of the way it used to be before the pandemic.
Yes, sir.
With all the pageantry, the bands, the dance squad, the parents, the stands, the students. That just reminded me. I forgot for a while there they were still dealing with COVID.
Yes, sir.
You were there.
Definitely, and it's the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter and brighter, which is really encouraging. And we've hit 3,200 students. We have enrolled 32,000 students enrolled in our district, which is a major accomplishment. Well, compared to non-COVID, we're doing really, really well. I think we're at 96, almost 97% of what we used to be.
We're almost at 32,000. I haven't checked the latest numbers, but we may be at the 32,000 already, but I know we were getting there last week. Yes, that is, I would say that is really good. We may be the only school district in the county that approached that number.
Yes.
In light of the fact, sir, that there are 6 charter school districts in our district.
Yes, sir.
The parents know that Edinburgh School District is a high quality district. And parents, when you talk about the Edinburgh School District, parents associate the Edinburgh School District with high quality public education. And we've been able to hold off these charter operations that has sprung up within our district boundaries, trying to take our students, trying to convince parents that they have a better product than we do, but we both know they do not. And parents obviously agree, or
yes,
we
sir.
wouldn't have 32,000 students on our facilities. Now, talking about returning back to normalcy, now that 32,000 students have enrolled to come to our schools, now we need to convince them and convince the parents that our schools are safe.
Yes, sir.
The latest numbers in COVID indicate that there's very few COVID cases circulating in our district. This week we've had very few. We're averaging maybe 7 to 8 cases per day among the students of COVID. I mean, when you have almost 32,000 students, you do the math, it's a very small percentage. And parents are realizing that, and they're opting to send their children to our campuses. I am encouraging the parents to send the students every day.
Yes, sir.
For a year and a half, almost 2 years now, we haven't been emphasizing school attendance. We do know that face-to-face instruction is the best form of instruction that there is.
Yes, sir.
I say that as practicing educator, but I also say that as a parent, because I have 2 children in our school district, one at the elementary, one at the middle, and I can tell you from a parent that my children, after being quarantined for a year and now being in school with teachers, I can see the difference socio-emotionally, I can see the difference academically. And then as a practicing educator, teacher, all the theory and just the common sense tells us that teaching face-to-face with a teacher is the best form of teaching that there is. Go ahead.
And one thing I wanted to bring out, and we're going to discuss it later on, is another example of people feeling safe to come back. With our online instruction, we had over 400 individuals go in and submit applications, and out of that, about 250 were accepted. But out of those 250, 80 of them, which is about 30%, decided, you know what, we're not going to do online. We're going to go back to school. So that's just a reflection of them knowing that our schools are a safe environment, because these are individuals that applied, were accepted, and after they were accepted, they changed their mind and said, you know what, instead we're going to send our kid back to school instead of doing online instruction at home. That's a great testament to things are getting back to normal, and parents are feeling safer sending their kids to our district.
I can already told you what happened at home between the child and the parent. They submitted their application to do virtual instruction. When it came time we called the parents to come and pick up their technology that they were going to need. We got a response from almost 30%, like you say, of the parents saying, you know what, on second thought, we opt to go back to the campus.
Yep.
I can already tell you the child probably told me, no, Mama, I want to
go back to school.
I want to go eat hamburgers on Wednesday.
Yes.
I want to mess around with Diego all day long.
Yes.
I want to stay after school and do this and
Yes.
that and the other. I can already tell you that the conversation that the children were having
Yes.
with their parents, and the parents said, you know what, you don't want to go back, you don't want to do virtual. I bet you that's what happened.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
and that's just a testament to what's going on our schools, you know, with the children on our campuses. And I've been saying this, you've been saying that, we've been saying that our goal, and it doesn't happen overnight, is to be the very best school district in the state of Texas. It doesn't happen in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. It happens, it's systematic, and
Yes, sir.
it's going to take us some time, but we're going to get there.
Yes, sir.
Starting with having that early childhood program, investing up at the front, like you like to say,
Yes,
with
sir.
little ones.
Yes, sir.
And you've seen it, you've already seen it, we've been there, where the kids are really picking it up, the 3-year-olds.
Oh, yes.
So I can just imagine after 1 year of growth for
Yes,
those
sir.
3-year-olds.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I know the whole board was excited in the fact of investing back and investing with the early childhood. And I know it's very important to everybody, to all of us on the board, because we know how important it is. The sooner you start, the better chances are for that child to excel and go into college. And so, you know, one of the major things is some of these kids, all they do is speak Spanish, and they have no practice in English whatsoever. You get them at 3-year-old, they're just developing their speaking skills and their language skills. And instead of getting them when they're 5-year-old and then having to backtrack to teach them all this, just so they can learn, just so they can keep up with everybody else. And it's so important, and it's so encouraging to see. And the turnout on that has been ecstatic, bigger than what me and you thought was going to happen.
We didn't think, at first I thought maybe if we get to 500 3-year-olds, that's going to be great. Later we changed it up, maybe to 700, that's going to be super. And now we know we're almost at 900
Yes.
students, and hopefully we'll be at 1,000 soon.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, it's not babysitting.
No, it isn't.
It's highly qualified teachers, certified, highly qualified, and certified to be at those grades. Teachers dealing with these children, and you've seen them, they're like students. It's not
Oh, yes.
babysitting, and I can only imagine the growth after 1 year.
And you know,
You know.
the major difference is when you go to a daycare, you see some kids sleeping, you see some kids doing their other stuff, you see some other kids painting or drawing, you see some. Here, everything is structured. All the 3-year-olds are sitting at their desks working on what they need to work on. It's structured. It isn't like you said, babysitting. It isn't daycare. You have a qualified, licensed individual that knows what they're doing and has direction from our staff on how to handle. And me and you have experienced it ourselves. I mean, all the kids sitting with their masks on, with no problems. And it's really encouraging to see, because those kids are going to have such an advantage taking this opportunity to learn the basic foundation to excel and do whatever they set their mind to do.
That's true, sir. And to think of this opportunity to teach our children, begin to teach our children at 3-year-olds, to think more globally, the chances that these 3-year-olds are going to lead quality lives after they're done with their formal education and they going to contribute to our community, the chances of all that happening are just higher.
A lot higher.
You know,
Yes,
that's
sir.
research, you know. And anyway, back to the basics, sir. We want our students to come back to school.
Yes, sir.
For a year and a half, we have not really paid attention to whether they, you know, we've had the teachers went back to school to teach last March 1st. At which point we invited our students to come back to campus, as you remember. In the end, we ended up with about 11,000 students by the end of May of last year to come back to campus with teachers on campus. We have never emphasized, attendance, like percentage of attendance, but now we are, because the state assessments indicate that in Edinburgh, the students fell behind, generally speaking, in the foundational courses, especially in mathematics.
Yes.
So we need those students back. We need those students back on campus so that we can start addressing those learning losses.
Yes, sir.
And with the student-teacher ratios being what they are, low, 18-1, 20-1, 22-1 at the high school, it's almost an ideal environment for our teachers to address those learning losses. Yes, so we want our students, now if the students aren't in class, but we can't help them.
Nope.
We want those students in class. We're meeting with the principals today, and we're going to meet with them again on Friday, next Friday, to continue to emphasize that if the children aren't coming to school, call them. What's going on? Why are you home?
Yep.
And get them to class so that we can address those losses.
Very good. So what else do we got going on? Coming back to basics.
So the other thing that we've been addressing, you talked about the virtual instruction. We're getting started on Monday.
Monday, okay. And when is the cutoff date for sending in an application?
Monday.
Monday también, okay.
Monday is the deadline to submit an application for virtual instruction. We have hired all our teachers.
Very good. Good.
In light of the challenging circumstances of teacher shortages, we managed to hire our full complement of teachers to do our virtual instruction. You saw them as you were walking in here.
Yes, sir.
They're training. They're getting ready.
Very good. Very good.
We hired our teachers for the virtual school. We've been training them all week. Many teachers half of the teachers that we hired are brand new to the profession. They just graduated from college, and it just so happened that they were looking for jobs. And the staff that we put in charge started looking more closely at the application, word of mouth, and within a week we had our complement.
Awesome. That's good. That's good.
Teachers. So.
And it also helps that we are the highest paying district in South Texas. We get good quality applicants come in and want to work for us.
Yes, sir. We have our teaching staff is the highest paid in not only in Edinburgh, not only in the county, not only in the valley, in South Texas.
Yes, sir.
Then the other staff that we also hire that is critical to our operation, child nutrition, $15 an hour.
Yes.
Minimum. In fact, no job in the Edinburgh School District, full-time job, gets paid less than $15 an hour. We think that's good because everybody, in the end, the teachers are where learning happens, in the classroom. But they need the support of everybody else.
Yes, sir.
For them to do their job in the classroom. The cleaning staff, the buses to bring the children to school, those get paid a minimum of $17 an hour.
Very good.
Remember the board passed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
$17 an hour to address the bus shortages.
Yes.
You need to bring the children to school.
Yes.
A lot of them. Before the pandemic, over almost 15,000 students rode buses. So,
wow.
And we needed buses, so the bus drivers. So the board adopted a policy of paying them minimum $17 an hour.
Very good.
All our support staff, the maintenance crews, that also minimum $15 an hour. So our school district is very generous when it comes to our staff.
Yes, sir.
Staffing. So anyway, we did hire our teachers for the virtual program. We're ready to go. Monday's the first day of school.
Very good.
Parents are picking up their technology. I haven't checked the latest numbers, but we're probably going to have an enrollment of about 180, 190 students.
Very good.
I'm curious to see how that's going to work, but that's where we're at with that.
Very good.
The other things are that back to the basics, to address. In the end, we want our students that come to Edinburgh schools to get to the high school and be able to do AP level work, advanced placement level work.
Mm-hmm.
Advanced placement is a college board curriculum. An advanced placement class is a college class taught at the high school.
Very good.
Have you ever heard of it? You have a children.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my children went in and took those courses and really helped them out, not only with the dual credit when available, but when they got to college, they were already familiar with the rigor and the kind of teaching that they do in college. So
you have a son that is at a prestigious business school at Texas A&M, yes or no?
Yes, he's at Mays.
Is he struggling or is he doing well?
He's doing very well.
That's what we want for all our kids.
Yes. And I'm very proud to say that Edinburgh equipped them, prepared them for college in a proper fashion.
Mm-hmm. That's what we want for all our children,
to
go to college, if they opt to go to college, and do well. Not only do well, to excel.
Yes.
That's what we want. So, and we're addressing that in Edinburgh by hiring the very best teachers that we can find, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you don't work for Edinburgh, we want you to come to work in Edinburgh.
Yes, sir.
The very best teachers. When teachers retire, we want to replace that retired teacher with a high quality teacher.
Yes, sir.
Because teaching is where in the classroom is where it happens.
And like you said, whenever a parent drops off their child or sends their child to school, they really don't care who the board members are. They don't care who the superintendent are. They really don't care who the principal is. What they care about is who is the teacher.
That's correct.
Period.
Absolutely.
So
remember we went to see that pre-kindergarten class up at Gorena?
Yes.
The parent really cares who's teaching my child.
Exactly.
I don't know who the principal is, but I know this lady's name. I know Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez is excellent with my child.
Yes, that's true.
I'm not too sure about the principal, but Ms. Hernandez.
Yes. By the way, the principal is really good.
Yes,
too.
she is.
But as far as the parent, their concern is the teacher.
The teacher.
That's why we emphasize it. Mm-hmm. That's why we emphasize it.
The teacher makes the difference,
Yes.
And so we want good teachers when they're at the elementary school. We want good teachers at the middle school, so that when they get to the high school, they can do the AP, advanced placement material, and not only can they do it, they can excel.
Yes, sir.
So when they get to college, the children excel like your son excels.
Yes, sir.
That's what we want for all our children.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
we happen to have UTRGV in our backyard.
Yes, sir.
They have excellent programs, engineering programs. They have a School of Health programs. They have teaching programs, pre-law programs. They have all of that.
Yes, sir.
We want our children that don't have the resources to go to Texas A&M,
yes,
to go to University of Texas,
yes,
or to go to out of the valley.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good school, but we want them to be able to get into these prestigious colleges,
yes, sir,
and excel, so that they can turn around and contribute to our community and live a good, high-quality lifestyle,
yes,
like
sir,
what you want for your own child.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all true. At the end of the whole journey is the success of our students.
Mm.
At the end of the whole journey is how can we assure for them to accomplish their dreams and success. And at the end of the day, that's why we're all here, for the betterment of our kids, period. And you know, me along with the full board, our number one focus is the children, and whatever we need to do to make sure that they get the proper training, equipment, supplies, whatever they need to succeed, we're going to make sure of it. And I'm very honored to be sitting on a board like this that puts kids first.
Yeah, and you know, in the end, we want our children to graduate from Edinburgh schools, and the parents and the children, when they're done with the formal education, come back and say, you know what, I got a good education with the Edinburgh School District. And that's what we want. And when they get to the college, sir, not only do they need to be able to do mathematics, and then not only do they need to do high-level reading as well, but they need to get along with others.
Yes.
You know,
Social interaction.
Social interaction. I'm sure your son up at A&M is one of the things that he's really doing well is the interacting with others, which is key.
Yes, it is key. It's key in not only working together, but in the during your interviews for job applications and stuff of that nature. You need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to express yourself. You need to know how to accept correction, because we're not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. But whenever you work as a team, you go ahead and you may have some wins, but you also may have some losses. My experience is I've learned more out of my losses than I did out of my wins. I get more out of my losses, but it's all in the attitude that you take it in. And working together in these after-school programs and the UIL programs, it teaches them how to work together as a team. And they realize that what I do doesn't only affect me, it affects everybody else around me. Makes them more responsible. And I know it came big with my son was involved in quite a few after-school programs. And that translated to his success at A&M.
Yes, sir. That is, you know, when we talk about after-school programs, people, it's not just to take up the children's time and to wait for mom and dad to come and get them after work. It's to address things like that you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Being able to accept constructive criticism, being able to work with each other for a constructive purpose.
Yes, sir.
So that when they get to the college or when they get to work and they get constructive criticism, they don't go into their shell and quit.
Exactly.
I remember when I first started college, you know, I thought I was okay, and I turned in my first written essay in college 1302, and when I got it back, it was red, completely red. It was completely red. I said, "Oh my goodness," you know. And I learned right away that the world's best teacher is constructive criticism. I learned right away that I had my work cut out for me, and I got serious about college.
Yes, sir.
And college is college. It's not high school.
Exactly.
You know, but I didn't shut down and quit. I said, okay, I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to get better.
Yes.
And I put more thought into the work that was asked from me. It's the same thing for when children play sports, when children do UIL, when children do these after-school programs. It's not just to take up time; it's to make them better, well-rounded individuals.
Exactly.
You know, because some children, as you know, you're a father and grandfather. Some children react differently to scoldings.
Yeah.
Some of them shut down. Some of them accept the scolding and move on.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. And it is true. And you know, for example, my son, when he was playing football, he was playing a certain position. Well, the coach came in and moved them from offense to defense. And his attitude was whatever the team needs. Now, he didn't just learn that. You know, that's what he got working together with everybody else. Do you see what I'm saying? So sometimes in life, there's changes, and you got to roll with the punches.
All the time in life.
All the time. And you got to roll with the punches and make it work. And his experience early in football showed him that. And then he was very successful because the coach knew what he would be better at. The coach criticized him and said, "You're good here, but you'll be better over here." And he moved him, and he was great success. So, and so that's the kind of criticism we need. And so when we get out to the real world, we can deal with those changing issues.
Sure, and to wrap it up, let me just do a recap of where we're at right now.
Yes, sir.
We're in the second week of the second 6 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Parents got report cards, or should have gotten report cards 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
From their children. We're beginning to meet with principals individually.
Okay.
And with all principals, as a team here at Central Administration, we're meeting with the principals. We're asking them to come in with their plans. And we want to see how they're addressing all these things that we're talking about, the early childhood, when it's an elementary school program, the after-school programs, how are we dealing with the addressing the learning losses. Are we dealing with House Bill 4545, which is tutoring programs for our children? So we're meeting with our principals because we don't think we know. We have a roadmap to get to where we want to go.
Yes, sir.
Our at the end of that roadmap, we want to be the best school district in the state of Texas. We have a roadmap to take us there through high quality early childhood programs, high quality after school programs, rigorous instruction at the elementary, at the middle, and at the high.
Very good.
You know, that's where we're at, and I want to reassure the parents that if you choose Edinburgh, you're choosing the best school district in Edinburgh, in Hidalgo County, and in the Valley.
Yes, sir.
We have a very good school district, beginning with very good teachers.
Well, that's great. Well, that's good to know, and it's encouraging to see that we're starting our second 6 weeks in such a positive fashion. Such a positive fashion.
Yes, we are, sir, and I'm excited with everything that's happening with us, and I'm hoping that as the weeks go by, more and more parents choose to send their children back to school.
Very good.
All right, this concludes today's episode of the Superintendent's Perspective. Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy and stay safe.